on this set, and I had this old set list. I was just going through my notebooks, and in the middle of a page in my notebook, like I just write ideas down, but like after a while, you forget where they're from. And just sitting in the middle of a page of paper by itself, it just said autoerotic asphyxiation. That's all it said. So I got to be in this moment where I'm like, when did I do that? Did I do that? Or did I just think of that? So I'm trying to, because I would remember if I tried that, right? That's a scary thing. You know? And then I remember what it was, because autoerotic asphyxiation is really a hotel room thing. Like, no one's doing that at home. You know, I picture businessmen leaving on trips going, honey, where's that good belt I always bring? You know, the one with the weird notch? I don't know how it happened. It's weird, maybe the luggage. But then I kept thinking about it, and I thought, you know, I think autoerotic asphyxiation was sort of invented in a hotel room. Because I travel a lot, and I know some of you travel, and if you ever travel alone, even if it's for one night, at some point in that hotel room, you're going to be sitting by yourself, and you're going to say, fuck, I want to kill myself. And usually when I say that, about 5 minutes later, I think, nah, I'll just jerk off. So how long before you're like, hey, maybe we can bring these two things together? Let's take this masturbation thing to the next level. Let's do that. But look, I'm going to share it's not a horrible, it's not a sad story, but I almost died recently. In my head, I almost died. I should qualify that. Don't Google mouth cancer images. Do you need more than that? There's more of a story to it. Should I go ahead and follow that up, or you want me to just leave it there? I just checked into a hotel in Cleveland, and I was excited. I was looking forward to my lobby waffle in the morning. There's some fellow travelers. You know the feeling when you check into a hotel, you see that free breakfast buffet area, and you eyeball that waffle maker. Some part of you thinks, hey, how bad could tomorrow be? At 9:58 tomorrow morning, 2 minutes before that buffet closes, I'm going to be making my own waffle. It's going to feel like my fucking birthday for 10 minutes. So I'm doing that. I'm setting up. I'm getting ready. I'm doing some work, getting ready to do the big work, tweeting, updating my status, you know, putting my slightly damaged, inconsistent brand out into the world for people to appreciate. How do we justify that as work? How is that? How are we all on Facebook and Twitter? Are we grown-ups? Are we grown-ups? Are we culturally 7? Are we 7? Have you ever had that moment where you're updating your status on Facebook and you realize, holy shit, every status update should just say, would someone please acknowledge me? And then you wait it out. Like, yeah. So I'm doing that. I'm doing my work, updating my status, tweeting, and I'm eating licorice candy compulsively. That was my compulsive behavior du jour. I have a few of them. It's a short menu. I can eat compulsively, I can masturbate compulsively, or I can nap compulsively. I know that sounds like a contradiction, a compulsive nap, but it's such a thing as that. And I also call them panic naps. A panic nap usually starts with something like this. Fuck, God damn it, I'm tired. That's the beginning of a panic nap. So I'm eating these licorice candies, and I feel something in my mouth that hurts. I'm like, what the hell is that? Did I bite my lip? What the fuck is that? Do I have a canker sore? What is that? So I go into the bathroom of my hotel room. I pull my lip down. There's these 2 reddish-brown sores in my mouth. So, of course, I say, holy shit, is that mouth cancer? And in 8 minutes, I went through all 5 stages of grief. 8 minutes. All right, first there's denial. That's not mouth cancer. Then anger. Fuck, I have mouth cancer. And then bargaining. God, I know I haven't been that good or really believed in you, but if you're there, could you please not make this mouth cancer? And then depression. I have mouth cancer. And then finally, acceptance. I don't need my mouth. So I go back into my room and I take a panic nap that starts with, fuck, mouth cancer, God damn it, I gotta, and then I sleep, I'm tired. Slept for 15, sweaty minutes, and I wake up and I'm like, I've got to make sure this is mouth cancer. I've got to do what any smart person would do. I have to Google mouth cancer images. Because you know how much doctors like it when you Google first, and you can just walk in and go, no test necessary, I'm fucking dying. Google, yeah, of course, shut the fuck up. So I Google mouth cancer, and I look at every mouth cancer image available. It takes me 15 minutes. If there's a big list of the shittiest things to do in the world for 15 minutes, Googling mouth cancer should be maybe number 2, right under sticking pins in your balls for no reason. But I don't want to alienate the S&M crowd. I know you're emotionally insulated, need to hurt yourself to feel. So if you want to switch those two up, feel free. So I look at every mouth cancer. Now here's the problem. I could not find my mouth cancer. All right, now I had a couple ways I could have gone in that moment. I chose this way. I have the rarest mouth cancer. They don't even have photographs of my mouth cancer. I should take a picture of my mouth cancer and send it to the Google image people so they can update their resources. I want to help people. Maybe they could name it after me, like melanoma. Maybe that's what this is. And then some part of me says, dude, relax, you don't have mouth cancer. Take a breath. And I say, fuck you, we're dying. And he says, no, seriously, just relax. There's nothing you can do about it now. Why don't you just take a breath? I'm like, shut up, man. We're fucking dying. And then he says, one of us has to stop talking. It's weird, you're alone. All right. So I take a breath, and I start to think it through, and I do a little detective work. And I'm like, oh, shit, the licorice candies. I had a canker sore in my mouth, and the licorice candies just sort of dyed them brown, you know? So I figured it out. And honestly, in that moment that I figured that out, I felt like I had beaten cancer. Yeah. The next morning, I walked out of that hotel room with spring in my step and a new outlook on life. And I went down and made myself a lobby waffle. And that was the best fucking waffle I'd ever tasted. You know why? Because I had survived made up mouth cancer. Thank you very much. Good night.
Let's switch back to the story, the prophetic story, which is my hope. And you know where I'm coming from. And this is going to hurt some people, but you can take it. It's going to land kind of bad. It's funny, but it's going to hurt going in. My hope on the last day of the planet Earth, on Judgment Day, when the sky is on fire and, everyone can't breathe at the same time. We're all looking at each other with the same dumb face. And no one can help the other person. And, water is rising out of nowhere, and there's just no filter between the sun and our skin anymore, and our flesh is just starting to burn. It's a bad day, folks. Ugly. But it's coming. And my hope on that day, in my heart, is that Jesus doesn't come back. Okay, look, I know it's a small victory for us non-believers, but I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be worth it to be standing in that water and be able to high-five the guy next to you. I knew it, man! I knew he wasn't coming. You owe me $20, fucker. My face is burning! My other hope on that day is that somewhere Vice President Mike Pence stands outside, I'm hoping, and among people would be best. He's in the water, trying to breathe, hurting like the rest of us, and he realizes what's happening. And out loud, to no one in particular, he just says, I should have sucked a cock. And then he realizes, hey, the water's only so deep, I can still kind of suck some cocks. And the Vice President of the United States starts scrambling through the water trying to suck the dicks of dying guys. I mean, are they going to argue with him? The Vice President wants to blow him on the last day of the planet Earth. They're like, hell yeah. So he's fucking jerking guys off. He's sucking dicks. He's having the best time of his life. He didn't know it would ever happen for him, and it's happening. And it's happening hard. Yeah. The VP's got a dick in each hand. He's got one in his mouth. And then Jesus comes back. I'm sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry, Jesus. Please forgive me, Jesus. Please forgive me, Jesus. I know this looks bad. I'm sorry. Once. I got it. I'm sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry, Jesus. Please forgive me. Jesus, please forgive me. And Jesus is just hovering over Pence. It's being held by Iron Man. They're both back, man. They're both back, baby. And Jesus looks down at Pence and he says, I can't do it, Mike. Can't forgive you. I can't. You couldn't wait 5 minutes? 5 minutes. I can't forgive you. Pence is like, okay, Jesus, but please, can I just, please forgive. I just want to get into heaven. I mean, oh, that guy gets to go? Come on. That's how I picture the rapture happening, is people just shoot up into the air like bottle rockets. Like, and they're not even sure it's going to be them. They're like, is it happening? No! Just let me into heaven, Jesus. And Jesus is like, Mike, I can't, could you ease up? Mike, look, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't let you into heaven. Mike's like, oh, God, Jesus. Is there anything I can do? To get into heaven, Jesus? And Jesus pulls up his robe. I know it's difficult. I know. I understand that. Even if you're not a believer anymore, once it's in there, it's hard to see that. I'm sorry for that, but this is what's happening. This is a biblical story. Not any different than a Bible story. It could be a Bible story. Right? I mean, like, if this was a Renaissance painting, it would be the Test of Pence. So what happens? Iron Man's kind of shocked. He's just trying to help out. Well, I think you know what happens. I mean, Mike Pence fills his mouth with Jesus cock. I mean, there's no way he's not going to do that. And he can't believe how amazing this day is. Like, Judgment Day worked out far better than anything he even assumed could possibly happen. So he's just blowing Jesus. And then something weird happens. Like, Iron Man's sort of like, I'm not even sure that I'm supposed to be here anymore. And then something weird happens. The Jesus dick keeps getting bigger and bigger, like, to the point where it locks up Mike's jaws. He's like, oh! And it's starting to hurt him, and it just blows through the back of his head, and it kills him. And Iron Man's like, what the fuck is happening? So he just launches into the air, and all of a sudden, Jesus' dick is huge. It's shooting fire, and he's swinging Pence around until his body falls off. So now he's just got this Pence head cock ring, and he's just spraying fire everywhere. And Iron Man's like, Jesus, what's going on? And then the robe comes off, and it's Satan. Of course it's Satan. You guys are students of the Bible. You think I'm the kind of man that would just have Jesus' dick hanging out like that? You think I would do that to you? It was Satan all along. So then Iron Man realizes what's going on, and Satan's, just spraying fire everywhere. So Iron Man calls the other Avengers. They all come down. They kick Satan's ass, and he goes back to hell. And then the Pence head cock ring just falls to the earth, and it becomes a crown of an evil guy in another story. I'm not a comic book guy. I'm winging this. So all the Avengers are there, and then the real Jesus comes down. And he just kind of comes down like Jesus is supposed to come down. And all the Avengers